Greetings from the future, and welcome to Northwest Film Center Without Walls. You've discovered the Northwest Film Center's newest portal to creativity, the Co-Laboratory. Expansive in genre, mediums, and ideas, the Co-Laboratory is a grand, ever-changing experiment. Think of us as your connection to new people, ideas, and innovations in the media arts. Artists and the artist curious from around the corner and across the globe gather together here to sustain their curiosity and expand what is creatively possible. You bring your imagination, innovation, and open-mindedness, and above all, a willingness to try new things a bit differently. Northwest Film Center and its mighty band of talkers, teachers, and technologists will test, experiment, study, and practice. Together we'll question things, take risks, and create what's next.
Welcome everyone to Spectral Transmissions. I am Amy Dotson. I'm the director of the Northwest Film Center. I've got Jack Nicholson to my steed in the background eating a pre-October 31st Snickers, but there's no place I'd rather be than with you all tonight and the amazing Donal Mosher and Mike Palmieri, renowned Northwest documentarians and storytellers, and the mighty band. I think there's 22 artists that they've pulled together for this incredibly haunting 1930s/1940s radio show. And I just want to say a huge thank you to the Northwest Film Center crew. So that's December and Ben and Liz and John from Portland Art Museum, who's putting together this amazing event. We are so excited. Some of you are from the Portland area. Some of you are from way far away. We saw some really cool folks that were coming in from all the way on the East Coast. So welcome everybody. And we're up for some experimenting, as you saw with some of those funky graphics. This is our inaugural night. Mike and Donal are the very first people in the collaboratory, and I can only imagine that what they're going to bring visually, sonically, and from the supernatural to the political is going to be mind-blowing and ghostly, which is a great way to spend a Friday evening. So without further ado, Mike and Donal, thank you for being our collaboratory guinea pigs. And to all of you that think this is kind of a fun and funky thing, come back. The collaboratory is open, and we are going to be doing things like this that are open and live and viral for the next 6 months. So check back often and early, and we would love to see you after tonight as well. So Mike and Donal, the adventure begins. Thank you again for being here.
Hello. Thank you for having us, and thank you for allowing us to be the first transmission in your new format and revisioning, and we're very, very happy to be part of the collaboratory. And well, there's a radio program and there is a multimedia page with some astounding artists and filmmakers and musicians waiting for you. So we'll get to it. I just want to provide a little bit of context. For years, we have been doing a ghost story party where we would invite people to just come to the house or occasionally a public venue, and any interpretation of the ghost story was up for grabs. So we had musicians, storytellers, filmmakers, sound artists, and if participants couldn't manifest in person, then we created a radio show so that they could deliver their pieces to us. And the basic premise was kind of drawing on the idea of hauntology and this strange nostalgia that we have for eras that we didn't live in, which I think is actually kind of the most profound and strangest kind of haunting. So the pieces tonight are an interpretation of the classic era of radio, but also television, cinema, any place where the idea of the ghost story that began with a storyteller in front of an audience has shifted from medium to medium through various eras, but at the heart of it is still a story, an idea, an image that haunts. And those images can be personal, they can be political, they can be sort of nostalgic, they can be any of these kind of emotions that pull up a response that's unsettling. That was our basic premise. The collaborators who sent in material, it's all sorts of media. Some of it was done on phones, some of it was done with professional equipment. And I really love the idea that this is a really multi-format, multimedia. We didn't curate. If you contributed, we put the piece up. So it is what it is. Yeah. But the basic idea is that
and it's spooky.
And it's spooky. The basic idea is that the ghost story has moved from the home into the radio. And when it was on the radio, people were still in the home, gathered around, but something else was happening. The voice had been disembodied from the physical presence. And then we get television, and television brought the image of the body and the voice together, but we're still receiving a transmission from outside the home. There's still something uncanny about this. And cinema takes ghost stories and supernatural stories and horror stories, and we get to go to we used to get to go to the cinema and then leave the haunting behind. But with radio, television, and now with streaming devices, and especially during lockdowns and shutdowns, the ghosts in the stories are in our home. They're in our living rooms, and they're with us as we watch, and they're with us when we go to sleep. And that's the whole premise of really this presentation, is that you're bringing the ghost into your home or into your personal space, and deal with them how you will. So with that said, we can move on. I just want to mention that on November 6th at 4 p.m. Pacific time, we'll be doing a happy hour with the Film Center and the Art Museum. And it can be a question and answer period, or a response to anything that you've seen and heard tonight. And thank you guys again.
I'm going to just have some black tea here and go on with reading some of the thanks to our contributors very quickly. The radio show portion of our program includes the following stories: The Haunted Museum by Christine Shields, Social Distance Sing Megan Lights featuring Jackie Torrance by Coulter Jacobson, myself, and Donal. Almost Midnight by Mr. Guest Number 1. From the Lover by Marguerite Duras, read by Maya Daisy Hawk. Nobody by Carl Sandburg, read by Stephanie Scaff. What Should We Bring Tomorrow by T.S. Leonard. Ghosts by Dodie Bellamy. Face Down by Mr. Guest Number 2. A Hint of Rosemary by Stephen Scheel, read by Jeannie Finley. The multimedia show, we'd like to thank those contributors as well very quickly: Derek McCormack, Sierra Pettengill and Eric Grauk, Bradford Nordine, Carter Sickles, Kelly Pratt, Paul Rowley, Simon Evans, Peter Condra, Kian Essence with Strange Hotels, Christine Shields, Liz Walsh and Eric Landmark, Toby Bull, Sharon Van Etten, and John Blanco. I think at this point, everyone has received the links to the radio show, as well as the multimedia section of the show. There are 2 different links. Both links are also posted on the Portland Art Museum and Northwest Film Center websites. So you can go there to get them if you want. They'll be there for an extended duration. And I believe that's it.
I'd say, I just want to remind people,
Oh yeah.
after you've listened, really do find that link, check out the multimedia page, because the work there is astounding. And there's such a variety of stuff, from the personal to the political, and a lot of really beautiful images and fun stuff from some really great filmmakers and musicians.
And also, please, when you go to their website, the Northwest Film Center website, please donate to the Northwest Film Center, the Northwest Film Center. And yes, because they need your help, and everyone needs everyone's help in this period. But from right on about now, let's spook the daylights out of you and enjoy the show.